Good morning, everybody. Hey, so if you're watching a recording, this is a live video, so I'm gonna wait for somebody to come. Hello. Okay. I'm now wondering, am I streaming from the right account? Okay. So can you please tell me, am I streaming from Teachers Teach Teachers or Anita Madessa Morning? Nadia, can you please tell me which account I'm doing it from? I really need to know that. So please tell me if you're watching me right now, what is the account I'm doing it from? Please, somebody. Oh, okay, super, thank you. Because for some reason, give me an update that TTT is live now, and I thought that maybe I'm from the wrong account. And this is what happens when you have too many accounts on Instagram. So good morning, how are you? How are you, ladies? And maybe gentlemen, but any gentleman didn't say hello, so that's why ladies. And hello to everybody who is watching. Yeah, that's funny. It's Monday's always a very confusing day, isn't it? At least I don't know now Mondays are extremely hard, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so this is the second week of my 30-day, too many numbers, live video challenge, and I started it last week on Tuesday, so I had 4 videos so far. It's become a nice tradition to start mornings with you. Yes, that's my plan, Mary. Thank you. It's actually a really nice tradition for me too, to start my mornings with thinking about teaching. It's like something I do all the time, but still it's really nice to do it together with someone. So last week we talked a little bit about teachers English, like what is our relationship with the language that we teach, and after that we started speaking about lesson preparation, and we learned that teachers, it's not something new, but yet again we learned that teachers spend a lot of time preparing for their lessons. That's why this week we're going to be focusing on lesson preparation. So today I'm going to be talking about working with course books, which is very important thing for preparing for your lessons. Tomorrow we're going to speak about developing your own materials a little bit, and if you know me, you know that I enjoy doing my own audio materials for my students, but I'm not going to share all my secrets tomorrow because I have only 20 minutes or so, and also because I'm doing a talk about it very soon, hopefully in Yaroslavl, so I'm going to share my secrets there. On Wednesday, I'm going to have a special guest, Eleonora Krushkova. She's a colleague and a friend and an Instagram blogger and an English teacher and a school owner and a mother. So she's so many things, and she's amazing. And the reason I'm inviting her is because I know nothing about teaching children, and she does. So that's why I'm not gonna, so you might be asking me, and what about like preparing a lesson for children, etc. I have no idea. I have, maybe 4 or 5 months experience in doing that around 10 years ago. So I don't think it's quite relevant. That's why I'm inviting Eleonora, and she's also a member of Teachers Teach Teachers. She's been with us for a while, so I'm going to ask her to share how did it feel to teach teachers for the very first time in her life. So this is Wednesday. On Thursday, I'm going to do a Q&A, so any questions about anything you want, but lesson preparation, and maybe some things that I not going to cover during this series of lives. And on Friday we have Natalia Ladygina. Natalia Ladygina is my colleague. She works at Teachers Teach Teachers, and she's a CELTA trainer, and she's also so many things. And so we're gonna have a look at lesson preparation from maybe an expert. In a way, somebody who teaches teachers how to teach. So what she can tell us about. So I'm gonna ask her some questions, and if you want me to ask her some questions, send them to me beforehand. I'm gonna do that. So anyway, good morning. If you're here for good, if you're here like for this live for the next 15 minutes, please give me a plus in comments, because I need to know how many people I'm going to be working with, because it's going to be an active thing. I have so many questions for you. I guess I'm going to just post them when I stop streaming, so for more people to answer, because these are just really important questions. For me, hey. So if you're watching, give me a plus. Hi, I have two Nadezhdas. So today is my Natalia. Hi, yay. Okay, so we have some people. That's perfect. Actually, surprisingly, more people are watching it live than on any other day. Maybe because we promoted it this time, but maybe also because you like Mondays and nobody's teaching at this moment, right? So that's weird. 9:30 Moscow time. Nobody's teaching. All right. Anyway, so I have a plan, and you see, I'm doing a stand-up live today, so maybe you'll feel more energy coming from me. Maybe not. You'll tell me. You'll give me feedback after it. But I'm certainly doing it like, you know, this way. Next time it's much easier for me to talk this way. So my question to you, my first question, and please be honest. What course book are you using right now? So what course book do you teach with, and why? Yeah, you can write it in a series of answers or in one answer. So why did you choose this course book? Why are you using it? And maybe you could also, so I'm gonna just, you know, give you all my questions and you can answer some of them. And please, yeah, it's important. So I'll be waiting for your comments. So why did you stop using the previous course book? Why did you change it for the one you're using right now? Or maybe you've always used the same course book and never changed it in 20 years. That also could be that. If there are, I guess there are. Okay, first answer, outcomes because of you. Like in the song. Okay, that's nice, thank you. Yeah, I like these books, so I'm gonna tell you why a little bit later. But actually using a course book because of Anita is a very nice thing for me to hear, but maybe not. Maybe you need something else. So if you're still using it, and why, apart from the idea that you learned it from me. A combination of few books plus my own materials, yes. Okay, face-to-face, my university use it. Okay, yes, sometimes the reason why is that somebody chose it for us. English file, gateway, communicative, full of speaking video. Okay, super. Thank you for giving me reasons. I think that's actually, I mean, this is the most important thing, to know why you're using your course book. And it sounds a bit silly me saying like that. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I learned that it's not. So that's why I'm doing this live. Total English. I think Total English, no, was not my first book. Actually, nobody mentioned my first book, and I don't remember. I remember the beginning of the title. Okay, Outcomes Intermediate. Okay, love the structure and additional materials. All right, so bear with me. My next question may be, yeah, if you're still writing, do you use different series of books for different students? So for example, Speak Out with this, Total English with that student, or do you, like, you know, have one favorite series and you're using it? Okay, we also have, of course, we have Outcomes fans here because we have Teachers Teach Teachers, and yeah, Outcomes all levels is my love forever. Okay, better for young wider world, better for young learners. Okay, some materials for exam preparation. My first book was Opportunities. It's great to start with opportunities, you know. Sounds like you're going, you know, it's a very good word to start with. Outcomes because of the lexical approach. Why not innovations then? With teens I use solutions. I really adore the procedures, and it really helps to prepare students for exams using topical themes. Super, thank you for justifying your answer. Okay, use different series because different age. Yeah. Different students have different aims. Okay, exam preparation. Okay, yeah, of course you won't be using a CP exam book for IELTS. Okay, super, thank you. Keep writing, please keep writing. And yeah, my final question, but some of you already answered it. Do you supplement the book? How? And again, why? So my biggest question, actually, I think the most important question is the question why. I'm gonna share my story while you're still writing, and you might know that my first education is not about teaching, so I'm a psychologist, and I wasn't planning to start teaching, so I did it a little bit maybe in a way, I know English, and when I realized that I like teaching it, like, and I did some project with a colleague, and I realized I want to do that, and I found a teaching job. That's what I did, and they hired me without any teaching diplomas or certificates. And then they told me, like, this is the book. And I had a really nice school. I worked for it for about 2 months, because then I went off to do my CELTA and stopped working for them. But they were really, the important thing was that at that first teaching job, somebody was really nice to me and told me, Anita, this is the book, this is the workbook, and this is the teacher's book. If you don't know what to do for a lesson, this is, no, actually not like, this is the teacher's book, you read it, then you have a look at the course book, and then you go and teach. That was my very, very short training in English teaching to different ages, actually. I think I had to teach kids there too. Yes, I did have kids. So my first book was Straightforward by Macmillan. I think Straightforward is the name. And I really, really loved it because of the teacher's book. The teacher's book is so detailed. So I think my favorite teacher's books, and like a little bit over the, I'll digress a little bit here. So my favorite teacher's books are definitely the ones there, and for In Company. Yes, so very detailed with additional facts. And there's also one of my favorites, and it's actually by Jeremy Day, for Cambridge English for Human Resources, because it has extra information. So I like teachers' books that save me a lot of time. So my first teaching job, I learned that course books and teachers' books are actually something you need to teach. Nobody told me to supplement anything, so I was okay. And then I went off to do my CELTA, and I was doing my CELTA in London. And I remember it was week number 2, I think. I had this amazing colleague from England, and he actually, he was a little bit like Ron from Harry Potter, so funny, and like he really didn't look as a teacher, and it was his first teaching experience ever, so I had like 2 months more than he had. So and I remember one day he was not sure, like, what do I do for the lesson, what do I do, I have no idea. And I said, why don't you have a look at the teacher's book? And he said, what is a teacher's book? And I was like, whoa, man, you have like the whole world to explore. So this is my first experience with teaching. Then like at CELTA, they were using Cutting Edge. That was their, I think, I don't know, they quite often use that. And then I came back here to home, Moscow, got a job at a company, and that company's strategy was that we develop our own materials, and our teachers never teach with a course book. And they had this strong idea that course books are bad. Course books are something you should, course books are good. Following a course book from cover to cover is a bad thing. And I think they trained the whole generation of teachers there believing that. And I remember it sitting very strongly in my head that if you're using the course book from cover to cover and following it page by page, you're a bad teacher. We were supposed to assess the students' needs, and then just use random units from random books to help them reach their goals faster. Okay, I'm not commenting there right now. Then I quit the job. I did a university, and at university actually there was a whole different story about my university. But then I found the books I like, and that's a great thing to find a tool that really helps you prepare for your lesson. So the reason I'm talking about course books today, that I learned that, for me, course book is something that saves me a lot of time. So apart from all the emotional attachment and that the book has pictures, the book is something that helps me do my job better and faster and easier. As you know, I'm a lazy teacher, and I promote being a lazy teacher. I think this is the best strategy for everybody. So that's why I was surprised to hear that so many teachers spend so much time getting ready for their lessons, supplementing their books. So my question here, I'm going to ask it now, and I'm going to ask it in the end of the live. If it takes you too long, and by too long I mean maybe more than 50% time of the time of your lesson, but actually, like for me, like maybe 20 minutes is tops. That's what I spend. So if you're spending that much time, do you really know your course book? I'm gonna back that later. So the second time I really learned, I could really feel how course books help make my life easier is when I started teaching Russian. As you know, we're experimenting with Andrew Walkley from Lexical Lab, one of the co-authors of the Outcome series. We're experimenting with the lexical approach, so I teach him Russian lexically, and there is obviously no such book to teach anybody, so I'm kind of using Outcomes Beginner and translating it into Russian to teach him Russian. I'm not doing it anymore that much because we've been doing it for a year, and you know, the languages are so different, so it's getting harder and harder. But then I realized I had to spend like an hour getting ready for my lesson because I had to write all the materials. Okay, so I'm writing them from scratch and doing something from scratch. But then I thought, okay, maybe I'll find like some book that I kind of can, you know, tweak a little bit and use it and still follow the lexical approach, but with the book. But the text actually, I mean, it's the same time if you want to, you know, change something in the book, adapt it, or just do materials from scratch. So I'm just doing it from scratch. That's and that is, I think, when I started like appreciating the book even more, because for example, now I don't teach much because I'm a manager and an owner of Teachers Teach Teachers, and I don't have, like, you know, a lot of time, unfortunately, to teach. So I basically have two students. One of them is Andrew Walkley, I teach him Russian, and one of them is my student who is elementary at and we're using Outcomes. So for this student I spend 5 minutes to have a look at the book, what we're doing today, because I know the book. And with Andrew I have like to spend an hour, sometimes more if I feel like, you know, doing something special, but basically 30 minutes to an hour, which is quite a lot. So my thought again, if it's taking you too long to get ready to prepare for your lessons, maybe you don't know how to use, I mean, that's not, I don't want to sound defensive, but maybe like you don't know what else you can get from the book. By the way, speaking about using Coursebook and a little bit friendly promotion, Lexical Lab will be doing an online course on how to get the maximum of your course book, and I didn't plan this live because of their course book. It's just a coincidence because we're thinking, I think, in the same way sometimes. So I'll at the moment they have it, I'll tell you. So so my and I was thinking, like, why I mean, because sometimes when I share it that I only use the course book, I don't supplement it at all. I just open the book and we do the book with the students, and the students don't get bored, the lessons are fun, everything's perfect. I don't have enough time to use all the materials from the book I want, so I don't really have nor the time nor the need to, you know, add something extra. And every time I share it, maybe it's my, you know, from my previous job, my little personality trained there tells me, Anita, that's wrong, that's bad, you're not supposed to do that, you're supposed, you know, to make an extra effort, and because other teachers do, and that's not a good thing. And my other personality, like, you know, this weird talk between two selves, who says, like, I mean, it's working, it's cool, it's easy for me, what's the problem? And a revelation happened about what's I think it's a revelation for now, we'll see. I had a meetup with so as you know, at Teachers Teach Teachers, we have groups of teachers, and every month one of the teachers in the group becomes the teacher for this particular group. So, and we call these people Teacher of the Month, yeah, the ones who are currently teaching their groups. And we have meetups with them. One of the meetups is with me to help them prepare for their lessons. And we had this lovely meetup, I think in March, and I asked this teacher for her lesson, not planned, but the strategy, what she was going to do. And she told me that, like, she showed me the spreadsheet from the book, and she told me, I had to spend so much time, I had to find the video. I'm like, why do you need a video? There are videos in the book, there's text in the book, there is not enough time to cover the pages from the book. And she says, yeah, but it's not really working. I'm like, okay, what did you do last time? And then I was really surprised that she said that, okay, I did, so she followed me the spreadsheet, and she said, I started with this exercise. I mean, I'm showing it like the last one on the page. Then she moved back to vocabulary. Then she moved forward to something else. So she was using the bits of the course book in an unorthodox way. And I asked her why, and she couldn't answer. Then I started asking other teachers, yeah, so like, and I realized that practically nobody follows the book the way it is. For some reason, for some reason they're doing this, but they can't explain why. So I'm finishing today with the final thought. Yeah, again. Have you ever followed like the course book from, maybe not cover to cover, it's a very long time period, but maybe for a lesson, just with what's there in the book, without supplementing, without changing the order of the activities, like the way the author is intended. So maybe because like I attend too many seminars, meet too many course book authors, and they're amazing people. They are really good teachers, and when they plan the course book, there is actually very like a real structure. You can see, at least like if you're using outcomes, yeah, you can see how the vocabulary is recycled through the book, through the levels. So and it makes, again, my job as a teacher so much easier. That's why I like the books. My question again to you, do you really know your course book? Yeah, Natasha, yeah, tried that, it worked fine. Yeah, so when I met with other teachers of the month at Teachers Teach Teachers and told them, so your plan for this week is just to do the book as it is, and they started laughing at me. So this is still a shock. There was like, not at me, there was like a nervous giggle or something, that ha ha ha, it's impossible. We'll speak about supplementing tomorrow, but your homework for today, and I hope for this week, is have a look at your course book. Do you really know the way it's structured? Do you really know why units come, like what is the logic thing behind that? Can you see how the vocabulary is recycled? Are you sure you're using all extra materials? Because I mean, some course books have like a lot online. Some course books have extra, like, pages in the teacher's book. Some course books, like the one we're promoting today, yes, they have everything on their website. And I'm working with teachers who are using outcomes and who say they like it, but they've never been to their website with all the additional and extra materials. But okay, we don't need the materials, but at least the text scripts and the tracks of the listening activities in class. Why won't they use that? So my homework is for you today to meet your course book, open it, have a look. I don't know what the authors like. There is sometimes some thank you notes, maybe. This is not super important, but still, get you familiarize yourself with the book, because this is something that really helps you. So why don't you get to know this book? I practically call this person. So then have a look at the teacher's book if you have one. At the moment, I can't say I don't use teachers' books that much. Maybe because I know the book, maybe because I always have my own ideas what to do with the book, so I don't really need it that much. So, but it's always helpful. I know that it's somewhere here in one of my shelves, and I can have a look. And with outcomes, by the way, they have teachers' books free PDF on the website right now for this uncertain time. And so all the extra materials, and because there are many, and how can I use them, and how this can save me time, because this is why I'm paying. This is why I bought a course book. I'm paying money for it, so to make my life easier. So use it to their full potential. So just again, to summarize, I do use the course book, and the potential question might be, what about different students have different needs? That's why they have a teacher in the classroom. So I'm using the same course book, but every lesson is different, just because I'm there and the students are there, and I know how to work with the material that comes that my students produce during the lesson. So I don't have to supplement it, because I have a lot of things to work with at the moment of teaching. So I'm going to be finishing for today. I do recommend you to meet the course book you're using. I'm going to scroll through the answers, and unfortunately Instagram doesn't save the answers anymore, and so that's why I'm gonna do this weird thing of screenshots, the same I did last time. God, how do I do that? Okay, if you want to write something or ask a question, or please do, while I'm doing this weird thing about screenshots. So tomorrow we're going to speak about supplementing the book, creating your own material. There is something that I do. I haven't shared everything with you today, and I would like you to get ready. Maybe you can actually like write the posts in advance, not to spend time commenting right now, like and then copy paste it. How do you supplement the book? What do you do with it? Why? How much time do you spend searching for materials? So, okay. So I use different series, and I supplement them with some additional materials to face the needs of my students. Super. My question to you then again will be, why different series for different students? What's the difference? I mean, for me it's easier maybe to work with the same I mean, I teach only adults, so obviously I don't, if I had kids I would use something different for them, maybe. Oh, Elisa, your first book was straightforward too. That's why we're working together now, I guess. Okay, so why do you need to buy? Why do you need to study and learn? Because I think course book worked differently. It took me a while to, you know, to really feel the book I'm using right now. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just really want to be sure that you know why. Yes, straightforward was great at some period for me too, for the same reasons. Super. Could you please talk one day about CELTA? Would it be useful even if I have teaching diploma? Nadezhda, okay, we can ask Natalia Ladygina about CELTA. Useful is a very personal thing. So after my CELTA, I came back to Moscow, and in a year I got myself a teaching diploma at MPGU. So, and it was useful for me too. Nadezhda, was so the same idea at university, I guess, about following the book. So there is something, somebody's teaching teachers to do that, and I don't know, right now I don't feel that it's the right thing to do. Trying to work out what to do now. Try and follow the book, yeah, for your next lesson. All extra materials I use are based on chunks and grammar in the book, so we could practice more. Okay, extra materials, Ira, I guess. Why do you need, I mean, if you're creating them yourselves, maybe why aren't they I think they are, all of the books have supplementary materials, so why aren't you using those? I agree with you, course book is necessary. It's a lifesaver. Okay, I have it work. Okay, if it works for students, why not then? Yes, and we remember we do everything for our students, not for some little perfectionist sitting in our head. I do sometimes, however, I also have this weird idea from university that I'm not supposed to. Okay, welcome to the club. Okay, I think we'll need a psychologist for that. It's all about, it is about solutions. What if I don't like it, but I have to use it? Okay, we're gonna, yeah, that's a very, very sad thing about not liking the book, but having to use it. Maybe find the reason, find a way to like it, and we'll have a look. I don't really know how to answer it in a live, but we can discuss it. Oh, thank you for giving me this idea. We're gonna have one day, we're gonna have a meetup about that, and we can discuss this. So follow me. One day, at one point, we'll discuss it. I love teacher's book. Anastasia says Playway and Our Discovery Island for Kids. New English file for adults. Okay, Anastasia, why? Okay, what if I didn't? Okay, sorry, it's again. Where to find teacher's book for outcomes? So outcomes have their website, eltoutcomes.com, and there is everything there in the teacher's resources and in the shop. What about online prep? Doesn't take me anything to prepare online. I use the same book. My students have the book. It's just I can't really touch them, but I can't say I touch my students a lot when we meet face to face. I use Go-Getter for teenagers, and I don't add anything. Yay! Only these books are teachers resource pack, have teacher resource pack. I appreciate my free time and don't want to waste it on long preparation. Yes, we see eye to eye on this. Definitely. Okay, so guys, why are you not leaving? This was a very weird thing for me to do, taking all the screenshot. Okay, this is 10 o'clock. I don't know if you're still watching, maybe you're waiting something useful for me, so there's not going to be anything useful anymore today. No, sorry. Actually, today at 3 p.m. Moscow time, there is a teaching lexically conference by our friends and partners, Anara. It's free, and I will tag them in the post so you can join us. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll speak about supplementing the book that you like without, spending too much time on doing that. Thank you very much for being for being so active. Thank you, Nadezhda, that you like listening to my English. I like speaking my English, but sometimes it feels like it always feels like it needs a little bit more work, but still, thank you for saying that. Thank you very much for being so active. I'm supposed to be at my Planyorka thing with my colleagues from Teachers Teach Teachers to make the project better. So if you want, so check out our website. We're using Outcomes Upper Intermediate and Outcomes Advanced to work with our teachers, to work with each other, to learn, to experiment, to learn how to use the course book. So go to our website. More than 50% of our places are already booked. So if you want to join us for the next year, because we start new groups only once a year, so do that sometime this week. This would be my advice. Thank you for being so active, and I'll see you tomorrow. By the way, the video will be on for 24 hours, and then I think I'm going to delete it. See you.